Welcome to May, my friends. Spring is hopefully almost here in Wisconsin. As I'm recording this a few days before May 1st, it is actually very cold here. I'm still wearing my thermal long sleeve tops, um, and hopefully spring will be here soon. It's really taking its time for whatever reasons. Maybe we just perhaps need to stay tucked inside, our homes. And maybe there's just some more inner work that we need to be doing because, if it was nice out, we'd want to be out there playing hooky maybe from work. So, yeah, I am back from vacation and it was a wonderful time away. I can't believe I was away for a whole month. But I am very happy to be back in my space, in my cottage. It feels very, very good. So it's great to go away on vacation, but it's so great to come home too, isn't it? I don't know if you feel the same way, but I definitely do. So, I do want to relate my vacation to my last reading. And how did it go for you? Last month, it was all about looking at a fork in the road, and we had rhinoceros as our guide. And so I hope that if you were feeling like you were at a fork in the road, that some decisions were that brought more clarity to those decisions for you and what path to take. And I just have to say, I know on my last, I think it was last two videos, especially the one that's standing out to me now is the last one where it was fork in the road, which path to take, what choice to make. And I just want to relate it to what I realized for myself. And also, it's an apology to you as well who listen to my readings, because I did feel kind of bad that I had said I was going to do this thing. And then I realized I may eventually do it, but the timing just isn't right now. And so I decided to take another path. I was at a fork in the road and really thought about it. And I had mentioned that I was going to check in halfway each month going forward with how, the reading for the month was working for you. But it doesn't feel like the right timing right now for me to do that. I'm still finishing up working on my own oracle deck, my own animal themed oracle deck, which is called Animal Reflections. And I've made a lot of progress on that. So I want to try and keep my focus in that area as much as possible. And I have some other ideas, though I'm not going to say what they are because then if I change my mind, if I don't want you to be looking for that and then I didn't do that. So as I do things, I will share them with you and hopefully they'll be a surprise and they'll be helpful for you. So that was my example of a fork in the road where I thought I was going to go that way. And then when I was on vacation and I was giving more thought to it and driving home again, I realized coming home, I really needed to focus on this oracle deck I'm working on. So that is that. If you want to share your insights to your fork in the road, that would be great. I'd love to hear that as well. So this month we're going to look at the month of May. So when I pull a card each month, I'm going to pull the theme for the month from an oracle deck, and then I'm going to pull an animal card, and that's going to be the animal that guides us around that theme. So this is just something to be aware of. Maybe it won't come up for you in May. Maybe it'll come up for you, in June or sometime during the year. But it's always just a way to look at different situations, different scenarios, something, and just to be aware of, and just to watch it play out in your world. So I do a reading every month, just as a teaching, a lesson, to look at, different scenarios and different situations that may arise in your life. So I always call them, this is the reading for May, and that's what we're going to look at. We're going to look at what a theme is, and then what animal is going to guide us. So today I'm going to pull from Oracle of the Seven Energies, and let me grab the box and show that to you. I've pulled from this deck before by Colette Baron-Reid. And this is a 49. That's an interesting number. 49 card deck and guidebook. Oracle of the Seven Energies. So let's see what the theme is. And even though it's really cold here and I would love to be back in the warm weather, oh, two cards just like flew on the floor. I think I have to take those. This is my one souvenir that I bought in Florida. Can you see it? It's a mama manatee and her calf, which I was lucky enough to, I didn't fully get to see them, but I got to see their outline shadow of them at Manatee Springs. I did see one manatee, the full size of it and the full view of it, but there were two mama manatee and two baby calves, well, two calves that were in the distance, and you could see the shadow outline them. In fact, one of the mamas had come up and the baby was on her back. Oh, it was so magical. It was so magical being in their presence. And so I just had to have this as a memory. And I love wearing jewelry that has animals on it. So let me pick these cards up that flew out of the deck and onto the floor. And this month we're getting two messages. So, oh, how interesting is this? We have Earth Magic and we have the Uncharted Sea. Right away, I can feel what this is about. Definitely feel what this is about. So, the Uncharted Sea. Let's just look back. These past, oh my gosh, has it been 28 months now? And everything we've been experiencing, all this uncertainty we've been going through, all these ups and downs, not knowing which way is which, what is right, well, I don't like to say what is right or what is wrong. There's always different perspectives to everything. But it's really taken us on a roller coaster. I think most of you would agree that. So it's been an uncharted sea that we've been trying to navigate these past 28 months. And as I often say, I do listen. I'm very intrigued by astrology, and there's an astrologist, Pam Gregory, that I listen to. And I do understand for May that it is going to continue to, be like this. We're going to be up and then we're going to be down. We're going to be up and then we're going to be down. And it's about learning to roll with that. And then what can we do for ourselves when we feel caught up in the wave, right? So we've got it looks to me like a stork navigating the way, giving birth. Stork brings the babies, right? So we are giving birth to a new way of being, of learning to roll with our feelings, we're learning to roll with our emotions. And I love the light at the top of this. I don't even know what kind of boat you would call that, with the sail at the back, but the light is navigating the way, and it's staying in tune with our inner light, our inner, continue to do the inner work in order to navigate these rough waters that we're going through. And then also, I love the fact that Earth Magic fell out of the deck with this because, as I said, Uncharted Sea is about learning to roll with those feelings and those emotions. And for many of us, it's putting grounding practices into place. And I know for me, I've been thinking a lot about that. And in thinking back in past years, I thought it had to be something so much harder. Is it really that simple? And it is that simple, of putting grounding practices into place when maybe we feel like we're going to get caught up in that wave and we're feeling insecure, or I should say we're feeling not secure, we're not feeling safe. What can we do to bring ourselves back into more of a grounded space? And that's going to be different for each of us, but just try to remember it's the simple things. It doesn't have to be this elaborate exercise that you have to do. So one thing for me is really paying attention to my breath. And something I just actually learned from Pam Gregory that I will share with you. And it really worked when I tried it the other day, is putting your, when you're feeling anxious, you're feeling scared, fear is coming up for you, to put your hand or your fingers on the bottom of your sternum, And excuse me, and just pay attention to your breath. And most likely, if you're feeling anxious, excuse me, if you're feeling anxious or you're feeling fear coming up, your breath is going in motion with that. So as you put your finger on the sternum, you'll feel your chest rising and falling, and then begin to slow your breath down. It really works wonders. It's a really simple technique, and it worked really well for me. It's something that I'm going to keep practicing. And definitely with the weather being nicer as it was this past weekend, I was able to just sit outside, brought the chairs up front in front of my house, and I just sat in the chair and just looked at the trees and the shrubs, and I watched the birds. And just as I'm speaking that, I can feel my energy just coming to more of a stable and calm place. So whatever that is for you, as we continue to navigate these uncharted waters, stay connected to Mother Earth. She's here supporting us, and she's here for us. And I love that I'm looking so forward to being barefoot again. I just am so comfortable when I'm able to do that in the summertime, going between my house and my cottage. As you know, my cottage is separate from my house. And then just simple, here's another just simple thing. For me, I'll be working away here in my Joyful Paws cottage, and maybe I need a little break. And I will walk barefoot from my cottage out to the front of the house, maybe to get the mail. And just that simple little thing. But just being really aware and present as I'm doing that, how the grass feels on my feet, paying attention to the sounds I hear, the birds that are singing, and just taking that all into my being is really a great way to keep grounded as well. I love that. I hope you do too. So, it's taking, something that can feel challenging, but then what can we do to bring that situation down to a more calming place within ourselves? So that's really cool already. And we have stork. So we're giving birth to a new way of being. Remembering that, so much of that outside stuff we cannot control. We can't control, but we can control how we move through it. We can definitely control how we move through it. So let's see what animal is going to guide us. And I don't know why I keep getting a little frog in my throat, but I am. Wouldn't it be funny if frog showed up as the animal to guide us this month? We'll see what it is. All right. Let's see. I was very drawn to these colors today because blue is very calming for me. And I chose to wear blue today as well, now that I'm noting that. Oh, we have butterfly. This is beautiful. Look at the beautiful calm colors on this too, the lilac. Lilac is so soothing, so soft. Just feels so good to look at those colors, to look at the color of lilac, I think. I'm just thinking about the lilac, or not the lilac. I'm thinking about the lavender. I have lavender in my garden. I don't particularly care for the smell of lavender, but I love the look of it. So let's take a look at butterfly. And the word on here is change. So we are changing. We are the human species, and our consciousness is changing. It's shifting. And that can feel very unsettling at times. But I think what's really important to remember, and what the butterfly is telling us, that transformation, though it can feel unsteady, it can feel at times fear, you can feel fear, it can feel scary, but we are transforming to something more beautiful than ever before. We are all evolving. We are all spreading our wings and learning to fly in a new way. And change is good. I think we've been so conditioned to believe that change is bad. And because we get caught up in the fear, we want to know what the outcome is going to be. So uncertainty, again, uncharted sea. can feel difficult. But if we can focus on, that we're in like this cocoon stage, which is a beautiful stage to be in. And, for so long too, we've been conditioned to believe that doing the inner work is scary. And yeah, it is uncomfortable at times. I'm not going to deny that. But when we do that work, we're able to release that which was that we were suppressing, that we were keeping, that we were carrying like this baggage on our back. And then our wings can't open and fly, and we can't be this beautiful butterfly. So I think this is a perfect animal to go along with the theme for May to look at, which is navigating this uncharted sea, finding that which helps keep you grounded. And that's what's going to help you move through change, help you transform, and spread your wings even wider than before. And really, butterfly too is about being free. It's about feeling light in your body and then just moving with the flow of that. Oh my gosh, I just love that. So I just have to bring in this message too, because I shared on my blog yesterday that I was down to the last 2 cards of writing the messages for my animal themed oracle deck I'm working on, which was wolf and firefly. Firefly sitting here right in front of me, which I'll share with you in a moment. And both of them were so perfect. And I just want to share that with you as well, because wolf is about keeping our heart open. That is the message that I personally have gotten from a white wolf, which was a couple years ago. So it's about keeping our heart open, because sometimes when we're scared or we're in fear, or there's something we haven't healed yet and that has caused us pain, we want to shut our heart down. We don't want it to feel pain again. But Wolf shared with me to keep my heart open. And that's why I had to write or create my own animal themed oracle deck and write the messages for it. And which is all my deck is really all about focusing on the inner work. And the fact that the last 2 cards were the wolf about the heart, because when we do the inner heart work, right? The inner heart work, that was supposed to be a slip, I believe. When we do that inner heart work, it actually helps expand our hearts and open our hearts even more. And as we learn to have more compassion for ourselves and empathy for ourselves, we can do that for others so much more easily when we're not in our own pain or our own things that we have suppressed and kept hidden. All right, so I'm going to bring Firefly in too, because I loved the timing of how all of this happened with my own deck. Is I had been randomly, there's 52 cards in my deck. I randomly chose a card every day to have waiting on my writing desk for the next day when I came into my studio. And the fact that Wolf and Firefly were last were so perfect. So I wrote the message for Wolf yesterday. Today I'm going to write the message for Firefly. And Firefly is really the culmination of the whole deck. Because as we do our inner work, and this applies to Butterfly as well, as we do our inner work, Firefly is so symbolic of having done that inner work, releasing what no longer serves us and what we this baggage we no longer need to carry, that really was never for us to carry anyways. So Firefly, once you've done that inner work and you've released things that no longer serve you and you no longer want to carry those, you're able to shine your light out into the world. And so I just thought that was so perfect that it came up at the end. It was not planned. Well, somebody, the universe, obviously had that planned. And I just followed the flow of that, and that's how it turned out. And I love how it applies to the message for May as well. We have 2 winged creatures that are helping guide us as we continue to navigate the uncharted sea and uncertain areas. And again, earth magic to keep us grounded in whatever practice feels right for us. So I hope that was helpful. If you'd like to support my channel, I do offer or blah, blah, blah. I hate like saying what I do because I always feel like this marketing monster comes up. That's a shadow of mine I need to work with. Um, but if you'd like to support my channel, because I love doing these monthly readings for you, I offer oracle card readings for you and your pet, or just for you if there's an area you're feeling stuck with and you want to get to the root of it. You want to see the pattern of what's playing out. I have readings that I offer one-to-one. I also have animal art that I have for sale in my Etsy shop. Or if you just want to make a small donation, I will send you a 4x6 of one of my mixed media animal art that I have done. So that's a way that you can support me in sharing these messages with you each month, especially if one like really resonated with you. That's a great way that you can support me as I continue to do these messages to support you, which I love to do. All right, everyone. I hope you have a great month of May. Let's put the intention out there for lots of healing for so many that need healing right now, for so many voices that aren't being heard. Let's set that intention that those voices can be heard. Perhaps they're one of yours, that we can hear your voice and what perhaps you are struggling with. And yeah, let's just set that intention. And then also, on a selfish note, I'm going to set the intention that we have warmer weather soon. And if it's the same for you, I hope you have warmer weather as well. Okay, everyone, have a great month, and I will see you again in June. All right, take good care. I'll see you soon. Bye bye.